Hey everyone, Natalia here with Unravel Fitness, and today we're going to go over our forward fold and halfway lift. In a lot of yoga, the point of our practice in the physical body is to explore and find the difference and balance between flexibility and strength. A lot of that's very evident in the very foundational poses that we're doing in this series, but especially in our forward fold position, because it's easier to feel when our weight is shifted in an incorrect spot. So from our standing position, your forward fold will be as successful as you're able to ground down in your Tadasana, because you really need the feet to anchor you down. So if you're unfamiliar with all our cues for Tadasana, refer to our previous video. But we do want feet underneath the hips, looking for the edges of the feet parallel, and we achieve that by getting the rotation and torque up into the thighs. Hips are slightly tucked, my glutes engaged, ribs down, all of that. We usually do our forward fold after our absolute. Absolute is also in another video, and as we fold, whether you want to fold hands to heart or you want to add in that extra flair of bringing the arms out and diving down, stay engaged in your body, keep everything tight and active as if you're holding your Tadasana, and as we fold, our weight stays even in the feet. When my crown is lengthening out, my hips are constantly reaching back, and I want to avoid arching my back too much. As I fold a little deeper, my hips are higher than my shoulders, and I want to charge my thighs, so my thighs are very active. My crown is going to reach down, and whether my hands are touching the ground or they're flat, I want to feel the four corners of both of my feet still anchoring down. If my weight is too far in the hips, my hips are going to reach very far back, my toes are going to lift, and you're going to get an overstretch somewhere in the hamstrings, which we want to avoid. If I lean too far forward, it puts a lot of pressure on the spine in a different position, and we want to avoid that as well, and we can't activate the thighs as in the way we want to. So I want to find pressure in the middle part of my foot, and when I'm here, I'm not just relaxing. You can, of course, it's your own practice, but for the forward fold we're working on today, we're going to be very active. When I'm here, I'm pulling myself down with the strength of my thighs, so my thighs are flexing to pull my chest or my belly down towards my legs. My hamstrings are the ones feeling the stretch, and while I'm here, I also want to feel my thighs as if they're squeezing together. I can achieve that by feeling the four corners of both of my feet anchored down, still looking for the arches of my feet lifting, and focus on the inner thighs and inner parts of the legs hugging together to keep me grounded. It's going to help lock in the arches up and keep my weight where it needs to be. I'm also pulling my belly into the spine, lifting the hips up. My hips are reaching up as I'm pushing down with the feet, pushing down through the heels, my thighs. In my forward fold, I want to feel very active in the legs, especially the front part of the legs, still flexing through the belly. When I come into my halfway lift, a lot of yoga will have you come up onto the shins. This is a good way to start. You can also come up onto blocks if you have blocks. Eventually, when your flexibility allows you, especially in Ashtanga yoga, you'll want your palms flat, looking for that flat back. For our halfway lift, same thing as far as flexing the abs, hugging the ribs down. We're going to want the shoulders coming down the back, and we still want the deep flexors in our neck active, so I'm going to look for that neutral neck, keeping my chin off the chest. Now this is for traditional hatha. The gaze and the chin and neck position are different in other modalities of yoga. So when I'm here and I do my halfway lift, whether I'm on my fingers or my shins, if I come up onto my shins, I'll have a flatter back for my accessibility. I'm very light on my fingers if I'm touching my shins or on a block. I want most of my weight into my legs. If my weight is on my hands, you'll see everything leans forward. But if I push into my feet more, flex my abs more, pull my shoulders back more, look for that neutral neck. And at the same time, I'm lengthening out with my crown. So this part is reaching out. as this part is reaching back, my feet pushed out, and my hips are also reaching up. So making those small micro adjustments, still finding strength in the core. And of course, matching all of your movements with your breath. If you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like our video, maybe even share it with friends and family. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.